Hey guys, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I gotta make sure I didn't do what I did yesterday. I started recording a video and I guess I didn't record it because I thought I pressed pause, and when I pressed record again, that's where the video started. So, ciao. Anyway, I look rough. I just came from PT. I'm actually going to work because I don't have that much time in the morning. So off to work I go. I have a sweater so I look like an office person, I guess. But listen, today is just not gonna be the day for me, and I just gotta get through this PT the best I can. So this is what it is. Either way, I am going to talk about dating older people because I realized a lot of times that it comes up a lot. Like when I read stuff or when I watch Kendra's show, younger women, they always want someone that's older, right? And older men seem to want younger women. So it works. I mean, some men and women want people around their age, but I find that younger women, they tend to go for older men. And you know what? I cannot be anybody's pot, calling anybody's kettle, anything, because if you've seen my videos, maybe you haven't seen all of them, maybe you've seen some of them, I have dabbled in the elders, okay? Now, when I say that, people always laugh, but it is what it is. I have dabbled in the elders. So I am 36. I've dated, I want to say the biggest age gap, maybe 20, 25 years. I have to double check because I think it's like one guy I dated that is maybe like 25-ish. But honestly, nah, let me be serious. Okay, so I've always been mature for my age, right? So I don't think it has anything to do with my life choices. I do think my life choices kind of made it a little more exaggerated. For instance, I went to college right out of high school because the college I originally wanted to go to, I couldn't go to because I had issues in the summer, blah, 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 blah. I'll make a video about that, right? So, I went to college locally, and it wasn't the best experience, but after like the first year or so, I kind of went through depression, so I stopped going to school. And then I went to work. So I feel like while I was working, all of my friends were away at college, doing college things, being young. I was working and paying bills. So I feel like when I say life choices, that's what I mean. I kind of was like working by like 20, 21. I was paying rent. So I feel like having to do those things earlier, or choosing to do those things earlier, kind of forces you to become more mature because you have responsibilities. You have to go to work every day. You know, you have to be mature, right? You have to be an adult. So I feel like in being that way, I did not have a lot of tolerance for people who were my age and immature. I mean, 21, 22, you know, they're going to be immature. But I just could not do it. So I've never really dated anyone my age as an adult. And when I say adult, I mean like 20, right? So I want to say I started dating like older people, maybe like, I can't even say 20. It was earlier than that. But we'll just say 20, right? Yes, I was over 18, but I'm like, well, no, because I thought the guy I was dating when I was 17 was a little bit older, but he really wasn't. He was just a year older than me. I don't know why I thought he was older. But when I spoke to him again, he's actually, I don't know, in my head, whatever. Either way, so it wasn't that bad. When I was 18, I would say I started, you know, dating and talking to older people. And I don't know, it wasn't like off. Like, you know how they be like, if you date somebody older, or you shouldn't date older people, or older people shouldn't date younger people because they don't have anything in common, and you know, they won't get along, and this, that, and the third. And honestly, That wasn't my experience. My only issue, my only issue with dating older men was never compatibility. They were immature. And it's crazy because they were either immature or not wanting to settle down, or they didn't really take me seriously because of my age and the age gap, or a combination of those things. But I want to say those are like the three main things. Like, anybody older that I dealt with, they kind of felt like I was like young and playing around and this, that, and the third. But I'm grown, okay? I've always been very mature. I've always been very, aware of life. I don't know how to put it, but I've never been like that flip-floppy, let me just dabble here and play. Like if I'm in a relationship, I've always been like, okay, legit in a relationship. And it's crazy because when you think about it, like you would think like, oh, well, what does this young girl have to offer this older man and this, that, and the third? But I'm telling you, the reviews are great, okay? Because honestly, I really feel like age was just a number. And yes, we know that your brains aren't mature until XYZ age. And, a person under a certain age doesn't know much about life and all of these things. But again, I would say that I believe I was very mature. Other people may differ, like my mom. But that's how it goes. I feel like our parents never really see us as adults, even when we're adults. So, but who knows? But either way, I felt like it wasn't great. So when I watch these shows like Kendra, or I look online and I see these little TikToks and these young people, these young women, they want older men because they feel like they'll be secure. Older men have jobs and they have careers and they're already established and this, that, and the third. But here's the thing. Some older men who are already established, they date younger because you're easy to control. Not because, oh, I'll get great companionship from this younger woman. They feel like it's going to be an easier relationship. And I made a video about that because this guy made a video. And I get if dating younger is your preference, but the way he formed it, the way he said it, I was just turned off and disgusted by it. And people, they came at me like, oh, why can't he can like whatever he want, but I still feel like the way he formatted his statements was predatory. And I don't care what anybody says. But just in general, I'm not saying all older men, but a lot of older men date younger women because they feel like it's going to be an easier road. So a younger woman has dealt with less bullshit. So they have more tolerance for bullshit. You know what I mean? A younger woman, they might not have children. They might not have the baggage, emotional, physical, whatever. They don't have the extra stuff that comes with living life. The stress, the adverse reactions to men that some women have. You know what I mean? Because they didn't heal from the last relationship or 2 or 3 or 4. And some young women do have those issues, but generally speaking, we're generalizing here. Younger people have less experiences. Less experiences lead to less trauma, generally speaking. And most men would like to deal with somebody who is less likely to press them and give them a hard time and be, So, that's usually the thing, right? Now, for me, like I said, they didn't take me seriously. They didn't keep it in their pants, and they weren't honest. Because I feel like I wouldn't say I would have been more open-minded as I was younger, but I would have been more, I guess, I don't know, but I feel like let's say somebody I liked was like, you know what, I don't want to settle down. I want to date other people and we could just kick it when we kick it. I would have been open to something like that when I was younger. If I'm being 100% honest, I wouldn't have minded something like that. So I feel like if they were just honest, some of us could have had like decent relationships, you know what I mean? Because you could do you and I'm gonna do me, and when we're together we do us. But the problem with those type of situations is a lot of men, a lot of older men, they feel like because it was somebody that's 10, 15, 20 years younger than them, they should be able to control you. So while he wants to be outside sticking it in everything, he wants you to only let him stick it in you. So it's like, sir, either we're equal here or we're not. So if you want to go stick it in other people, I will go get inserted. That sounds terrible, but you know what I mean. Like, let's do it even or don't do it at all. And a lot of men are not for that. You know what I mean? They want to have their cake and eat it too, as the saying goes. Either way, I digress. I went around the corner, hopped over a bridge, crawled under the tunnel, went through the obstacle course, and I'm trying to make my way back to my original statement and points, which were dating older men is not all of that. Okay? That's it, the end. So I generally would tell women, younger women, to kind of figure out what they want first and foremost before they go dating an older man, and to be secure in their wants, and to not necessarily just older men, older women also, and to not necessarily go in expecting an issue, but you need to go in understanding that this is what you want as far as the male and what he comes with. But you also, I would say, need to be concrete in what you want, what you think you need, and what you're not willing to bend on. And the first sign of not getting that, run. I'm sorry, y'all. I am not here for the extra bullshit, so I'm always going to tell you to run. If you're not happy, if you're not getting what you think you need, and you just started dating somebody, don't wait for it to get worse. They know what you want. They know what you need. They just don't want to give it to you. So leave. Don't invest time thinking it's going to get better. It's not, because you just started. You made yourself clear, and they're choosing not to do it, to say, oh, I made a mistake. It wasn't a mistake. Don't take it. Don't wait for it to change. Yes, people do change, but put them on ice, put her on ice, and see if she figures it out, and she can come back when she figured it out. But do not let people play in your face. Stop letting people play in your face, because they will sit there and they will play games and tap dance in your face and do a little jig for 5, 10, 15 years if you let them. And y'all think I'm exaggerating. I'll be watching divorce court. Them people, woo, they be doing the most. Anyway, I was a little, what's the word? Excited. But yes, so that was my video on dating older men. Let me know what you think. And I have to say older men, I'm not going to say older people. I've never dated an older woman, okay? Don't get at me for saying men, because not all men. I can only speak about what I've been through, okay? All right. Love y'all. Bye.